In this video, we share a truly special journey, the first 8 weeks in the lives of two tiny red dapple miniature Dachshund puppies from just an hour after birth to when they leave for their forever homes at 8 weeks. They were born on day 62 of the pregnancy. If you missed their birth, you can watch the moment in another video linked below. Welcome to It's All About the Dachshund, where we follow the daily lives of our beloved mother and daughter duo. This litter is especially meaningful. It's Foxy's third and final litter, lovingly raised under strict FCI breeding standards. From the very start, the puppies latched on quickly and had their first precious feed. With full tummies and their mummy's gentle care, they soon drifted into their first nap. At just 1 day old, their tiny bellies had already grown rounder. Their noses were still pink but would soon darken to black by the end of the week. The bigger pup is a boy, the smaller a girl. Both had the most beautiful red dapple markings. Their mother was exhausted but utterly devoted. The first week revolved around feeding, cleaning and cuddling. Their mum never left their side. At birth, the female weighed 193 grams, the male 226 grams. Though she could leave the puppy pen, she chose to stay, stepping away only when gently carried outside for a quick potty break. I had to bring her food right to her, her whole world centered on these two tiny lives. The pups snuggle close, blindly clawing towards each other for warmth and comfort. With their eyes closed during the first 2 weeks, I rolled towels around their bed for safety and placed it inside the pen to give Mum a secure space. I lined the bed with soft washable pads to keep everything clean, and even our other dog instantly stayed away during those early days, a respectful protective instinct. Daily weigh-ins ensured the pups were growing strong. A good rule of thumb is about 5 grams per day for every kilogram of expected adult weight. Since the mum weighs 5 kilograms, they should gain about 25 grams daily. If they didn't, I was ready to step in with extra bottle feeds, but this was not necessary. Hungry pups cry more and have hollow bellies. Thankfully, these two were thriving. The little girl, adorned with delicate spots, was quiet and gentle. Her brother was always hungrier and quickly became the chunkier one of the pair. By the end of the first week, they were already stronger, nudging and pumping their mother for milk. Mum had settled into her role perfectly, more relaxed and was confident. Moments like these remind us how precious new life is and just how incredible a mother's love can be. At 1 week old, our tiny red dapple Dachshund puppies have come so far. Though still in the earliest stage of life, they're growing at an amazing pace. Every day brings a small but beautiful change. This week is crucial, a time of rapid physical and emotional development. Their world remains quiet and dark, relying entirely on their mother for warmth, nourishment and protection. But slowly they begin sensing their surroundings. They've already doubled in size. The girl now weighs 424 grams, the boy 520 grams. The bodies work overtime, converting every drop of mum's milk into strength and growth. Their umbilicus or belly button has healed beautifully and is just a small scab now. At first, their big sister was unsure, even afraid, but around day 10 her curiosity won. She began inching closer, first glancing, then sniffing. Her instincts kicked in and she became part of their world. Mum remains their anchor, teaching with every lick, nuzzle and soft response to their tiny cries. These first interactions are their first lessons in trust and connection. Their eyes remain closed, ears sealed, but inside so much is changing. Between 10 and 14 days, their eyes begin to open, soon followed by their hearing. For now, their sense of smell and touch guide them towards warmth, food, and each other. They still can't regulate their own body temperature, so staying close to mum and each other is everything. They are kept safe in a puppy pen where they can rest without any risk of wandering off. They're not walking yet, just crawling and wiggling, but each day their body grows stronger. You can almost feel the determination as they push towards their mother. Their voices are starting too, soft whimpers and fake cries signaling hunger, cold, or a need for closeness. These sounds will soon evolve into barks, growls, and playful squeals. Mum's milk is still their lifeline, rich with antibodies and nutrients only she can provide. Their initial colostrum gave their tiny immune systems a vital boost in these early days. Feeds are longer and more focused now, about every 2 or 3 hours, day and night. After feeding, their bellies are round and full, a comforting sign all is well. Cleanliness is key. Puppies are vulnerable to infections, so their space is kept clean and warm. Washable pads line the bed and everything is carefully disinfected. You can see the difference in their markings. The boy has fewer dark spots while the girl is more dappled and slightly smaller. At 2 weeks old, our little Dachshund puppies are starting to transform before our eyes. No longer helpless newborns, they're beginning to discover the world, slowly, curiously, and adorably. They're still very dependent on mum for warmth and nourishment, but huge changes are visible. The girl now weighs 678 grams, the boy has reached 838 grams, nearly double last week's weight. The eyes are open now, giving them the first glimpse of light and shadow. Vision is still blurry with a blue-grey haze, but it's the first window to the world. They blink at light even if unsure what they see. Hearing is developing too. Though not fully functional, they twitch their heads at voices or sibling squeaks. The world is starting to make noise and they're beginning to notice. Their legs gain strength. The puppies now engage with each other, nibbling, nudging, and wrestling briefly. These gentle interactions are vital lessons in play, connection, and pack behavior. Meanwhile, Big Sister has warmed up. After initial caution, she now licks them clean, hovers nearby, and gives gentle nuzzles. It's touching to see the sibling bond form. Mum is still the center, feeding and cleaning non-stop while beginning to teach subtle lessons with gentle correction and movement. Their red dappled coats are changing. Patterns and spots grow more defined, hints of their adult colors are emerging. Most of their day is still spent sleeping, bellies full and bodies warm, but each day they wake stronger, more aware and ready to face the world. The front legs develop faster, causing them to scoot backwards when trying to move forward, a clumsy heart-melting movement. These tiny milestones, eye-opening, backward scoots, gentle nibbles, may seem small but mark the start to personality, independence and life. At 3 weeks old, our puppies enter a magical stage, no longer newborns, not yet toddlers. This is when sleepy puppies become curious explorers. They still walk backwards sometimes because their front legs are stronger than their back legs, adorably clumsy but completely normal. Their personalities sparkle, more alert, vocal, interactive. The girl weighs 915 grams, the boy 1.3 kilograms. 130 gain in 1 week. Their eyes are fully open, though still a bit cloudy and nearsighted. Smell and hearing guide their exploration. They react to voices, footsteps, even rustling blankets. Mum and big sister stay close. Big sister often sniffs or licks them, helping Mum keep them clean, a natural, heart-warming instinct. Then came their first big adventure. Outside in the grass for the first time. Grass felt strange under tiny paws. They sniffed, hesitated and stayed on the towel the first time round. Once they were back indoors, they were ready to explore and were really active. Motor skills improved daily. They push on their legs, take wobbly steps, play with little pounces, soft bites and playful growls, starting to learn social boundaries and bite inhibition. The next day I took them into the garden again, and this time they were brave and stepped into the grass and sniffed and walked on the ground. They were ready to explore the outdoors. You might see them nibbling a sibling's ear or legs, important for physical and social development. A few days later it snowed and the grass had turned from green to white. They explored snow for a few minutes, enough to sparkle curiosity. Early experiences like these build confident and adorable dogs. The puppy pen stayed open during the day. The living room became their playground. When tired, they found their way back to bed on their own. The space was puppy-proofed, no hazards, just room to explore. They feed more vigorously now, using their feet as pumps while nursing. I offered puppy milk, but Mum's milk remains the favorite. Their tiny teeth have started coming through more. It can be uncomfortable for the mother, but it is a big milestone. They're slowly becoming aware of people, responding to voices, crawling into laps, nuzzling when petted. These early connections shape confident, loving companions. Mum remains vital, nurturing, comforting, teaching. But every day these little dachshunds grow more independent, social and ready for the big world. At 4 weeks, the girl weighs about 1 kilogram and the boy 1.3 kilograms, both growing fast, gaining nearly 300 grams this week alone. Last week, they took their first confident steps, transforming wobbly crawls into determined walks. This week, their playful spirits truly shine as they explore, chasing, tumbling, discovering the joy of being puppies. Their growing bodies demand more energy. Nursing alone can't keep up, so we begin weaning. With curiosity and clumsy enthusiasm, they taste solid food alongside mum's milk. Much of their day is still spent eating, playing, and then sleeping, wrapped in mum's warmth and love. These quiet moments nurture their bond with her and each other. Their eyes, now fully open, see the world more clearly each day. They learn to judge distances, focus, and navigate using their growing sense of smell, following scents to find family and safety. Play reveals their personalities, chasing, wrestling, pouncing, vital lessons in coordination and communication. Through play, they learn strength, sharing space, and building life bonds. Even with these days of discovery, they know when to rest, curling up and heading to bed when tired. This stage fosters growth in body, heart, and mind. Gentle handling and kindness help them trust, feel safe, and understand the world beyond their family. Curious and bright, they recognize names and routines. Their little brains light up with learning, laying their foundation for loyal, loving companions. I used a sling bag to transport them to and from work. This allowed them to get used to the car also, as well as meeting other people. Every experience now shapes their future. Every gentle touch, new sound, and playful moment builds confidence and security. As they grow, we witness the beginning of their journey, from vulnerable newborns to playful pups, destined to become devoted, joyful dogs who fill lives with love. At 5 weeks old, these puppies are stepping into an exciting and transformative chapter of their lives. They're beginning to move beyond their total dependence on mum and starting to explore the world around them with wide-eyed curiosity and growing confidence. Physically, they're growing fast. The little girl now weighs about 1.3 kilograms and the boy is a bit bigger at 1.6 kilograms, each gaining just over 200 grams this week. Their days are a joyful cycle of eat, sleep, play, and repeat. Though they still love snuggling in the puppy pen with their mum, as soon as it's time to wake up, their big sister is always there, ready to greet them with love and gentle kisses. Mum is slowly starting the weaning process, gently encouraging them to spend less time nursing. Those tiny sharp teeth can be uncomfortable for her and she's setting gentle boundaries. While mum's milk is still the main source of nourishment, these pups need more, specially formulated puppy food that helps them grow strong. Mum and big sister eat separately, enjoying their meals at a quicker pace, while the puppies focus on their own new diet and can take their time. After mealtime, mum and sister pitch in to clean up, then it's usually nap time. To encourage independence, mum and big sister will gently distance themselves, but they never stray far, always watching over the pups with loving eyes. Socialization becomes a key focus now. The puppies are more aware of their world, noticing the people and animals around them. This is such an important time to expose them to different experiences so they grow into confident, well-adjusted adults. Play with their litter mates is much more active. Gentle wrestling and tug-of-war help them learn important social skills and how to control their bites. And Big Sister, she's a happy, eager playmate, always joining in. They're starting to recognize the names and respond to simple sounds and commands. Every day brings new learning and growth. Around this age, potty training begins. Puppies start to develop some control over their bladders and bowels, though accidents are still part of the learning process. They begin to understand the idea of going away from their sleeping area, which is a big step towards becoming house trained. Keeping a consistent potty spot and routine really helps them get the hang of it. Though they still lean on mum for comfort and security, these pups are gaining independence. They've also taken a keen interest in the leash, tugging and pulling it around while Big Sister patiently lets them play their little games. The pups met another dog for the first time, a well-behaved friend of Mum's who quickly caught their attention. The male pup was smitten from the start, wanting to follow his new friend everywhere. The little girl, usually the braver one, was a bit more shy at first, taking her time to warm up. At 6 weeks old, the puppies are becoming little explorers, ready to discover the world around them. To help with this, I took them out in a sling bag, letting them watch the sights as Mum and Big Sister went on walks. It was their first glimpse of new places, new people and other animals, gently opening their eyes to everything beyond their cozy home. Later, in a quiet spot away from other dogs, I let them roam and play freely. They absolutely love chasing and tossing leaves, their curiosity shining through with every playful pounce. Personalities start to shine through. Some pups show more independence and adventure, while others are a little shy or reserved. Getting to know these traits help future families find the perfect match for their home and lifestyle. Their relationship with humans is blossoming too. They start following their caregivers around, seeking attention and affection. This week the puppies weighed in at around 1.7 kilograms, gaining about 200 grams each. Their bodies are filling out, muscles developing as they gain strength. Play and exploration has taken center stage. This is when puppies really start to learn about the world, experimenting with play fighting, chasing and sniffing new things. These little interactions are so important, teaching them how to deal with new situations. Mum and Big Sister are patient teachers, always encouraging play and showing them how to enjoy the outdoors, toys and each other's company. Play isn't just fun, it's vital for the brains and emotions. Through chasing toys, tugging on ropes and exploring different textures, these puppies are learning about their environment. Their senses of sight, smell and touch sharpen as they investigate, and this fuels their natural curiosity and wonder. Their baby teeth are continuing to come in, which means more chewing as they deal with the discomfort of teething. Providing proper chew toys is essential to soothe their gums and protect the house from little nibbles. After all the excitement of play and feeding, nap time is never far behind. The puppies know when it's time to rest, curling up together or finding a quiet corner to sleep and recharge. This is also when basic training can begin. Puppies at 6 weeks are ready to start simple lessons, coming when called, sitting for a treat, or using positive reinforcement with praise, play or snacks. To prepare them for their future homes, I started introducing puppy harnesses. The pups were curious, sometimes wearing them, sometimes chewing on them like toys, but each little step helps them get ready for the big move ahead. At 7 weeks old, these puppies have reached an important milestone. The girl now weighs 1.8 kilograms and the boy 2. They still love to snuggle and nurse from mum, though she's getting a bit tired of their non-stop demands. They had their full medical checkup, including microchipping. Their eyes, ears, teeth and their alignment were carefully examined. Their hearts and lungs were listened to. Everything was perfectly healthy. The microchipping process is quick and gentle as local anesthetic ointment was used. The area is disinfected and the microchip is placed either between the shoulder blades or on the left side of the neck, depending on where you live. Then it's checked to make sure everything's in place. The puppies handled it like champs. Physically, they're starting to look like miniature versions of Dachshunds. Fun fact, the little girl kept her stunning blue eye, which is quite rare and makes her even more special. Big sister is always nearby, helping and keeping an eye on them. Outside the garden is their playground. They love running around, sniffing the ground and chewing on leaves. Exposure to different environments, sounds and people is so important, but it's crucial to keep experiences positive and gradual to avoid overwhelming them. After play comes food, then naps and soon after more play. These routines bring balance to their day. Play wrestling was a favorite activity. Behaviorally, 7 weeks is when personalities really start to shine through. The boy pup is more laid back and relaxed, while the girl is the curious adventurer, always eager to explore first, and was more rough during wrestling, although she was smaller. Mum is gently weaning them off nursing and won't let them nurse for long. To prepare them for their new homes, feeding time often happens in a crate. This helps form positive associations with the crate as a safe, cozy space. The crate door stays open so they can come and go freely, encouraging independence and comfort. Both pups have already met their new families several times, helping everyone feel ready for the big day when they go to their forever homes. The puppies have reached 8 weeks and this is the final week with Mum and Big Sister. Mum was absolutely amazing with the puppies and was still feeding them despite the sharp pointy teeth. She was so gentle when she played with her babies. The puppies had their final veterinary health checks. They received the first round of vaccinations which protect them from several serious diseases. To keep the experience calm, we used treats to distract the pups from the needle. Their nails were clipped as usual, a weekly routine designed to keep them comfortable with grooming. And of course, treats help make it a positive experience. The female puppy now weighs 2 kilograms and the boy had reached a whopping 2.4 kilograms. After the vet visit, it was time for a fun run around the garden and some playtime. Big Sister was always happy to join in and keep them entertained. They loved rope toys to bite and tug on. They had so much more energy, and even though I was sad for the puppies to leave, I could tell they needed to move on to their next chapter of their life. After a quick nap, the pups enjoyed wrestling with each other again, an important activity that teaches bite inhibition and helps them learn how to play gently. At night, they're safely tucked away in the puppy pen. Sometimes Mum sleeps with them and sometimes she takes a break on the sofa. Weaning is another key milestone at this stage. Puppies are moving from mum's milk to solid food. Transitioning slowly helps avoid digestive upset and sets them up for healthy growth. The pups loved food and would get really excited when I was preparing their meals. I had to feed them separately from Mum and Big Sister, as when it came to food, the big dog showed no restraint. Mum would still let them have a suckle for a few minutes now and then. After a short snooze, it was time to play with the cute heart toy. I loved watching them play so sweet together. Training also becomes more effective now. Although their attention spans are still short, they can start learning basic commands like sit, stay and come. Positive reinforcement with treats and praise is key, as is consistency. At this stage, puppies begin to recognize their names and respond to simple cues, so it's the perfect time to start building good habits and reinforcing positive behaviors, especially as they prepare to move to their new homes. Potty training was also going great in the garden. Mum had started sleeping apart from her babies at night, so the pups now stay in their pen on their own. This was good preparation. After a quick wrestle, the pups loved being taken on walks, especially in remote fields where they could run freely. They were fascinated by the leads from Mum and Big Sister during preparations to leave. Since the puppies travelled by car almost every day, they were well accustomed to car rides before their big move. Initially, Mum travelled with the pups in a transport box, but starting at 7 weeks, the pups were kept separate from Mum and Big Sister to encourage independence. Thank you for following their journey with us. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you're enjoying the story of our miniature Dachshund family. We'll see you in the next video for more Dachshund adventures.